Hi, hello there. It's been a minute. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Talia, and in today's video, I'm just going to let you know where I've been, what I've been up to. I want to see what you've been up to. We're just going to do a whole lot of chit-chatting and playing with random makeup, some that I've never used before, things that have been sitting in my collection for Lord knows how long. So if you want to sit down and talk, have a little conversation, by all means, stay tuned. And before you get all cozy, I need you to go ahead. I hope this is in the right direction. I think it is. I can't even remember. Is it this one? No. It's here, right? Yeah. So before you get all cozy, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you're not sure what you're subscribing to, I will say this. Yes, I have been inconsistent, but what your girl is going to do, what she's going to try to do, God willing, is to be more consistent. And on this channel, we will be playing with makeup. We will be talking about what's going on in the world. We will be chit-chatting about what's on YouTube, whatever I feel like talking about, we're going to talk about and play with makeup. And if you're interested in all of that, go ahead. Click that subscribe button. It's right here. Alongside of it is a notification bell. So you got to click both of them. They go together. Right there. Click it. Welcome to my channel. There is a subscribe button that's located right here. Alongside of it is a notification bell. Stay tuned. Hi guys, I've missed you so much. Mind you, every single day I have thought about filming and wanting to play with makeup. I haven't even worn makeup. I've been looking this awful for Lord knows how long. Yeah, I'm so over it. I'm so over this pandemic. I'm so over wearing masks. I'm so over all of this. We have to wear the mask. But I wanted to come on today to just regroup, play with makeup, and talk to you guys and let you know where I've been, where I'm going, and what I'm trying to do with this channel going forward. I feel like I had this conversation over and over again. We've been going through a lot. The whole world has been going through a lot. I just want to regroup because makeup is my absolute passion. I love it, and I don't want to get lost in the chaos of this world. We should be living our life to the fullest, safely, but to the fullest, and I just don't want to consume myself with work. Even with my family, like my kids are older, you know what I mean? So it's not like everybody requires so much of me. I mean, I kind of get pulled in different directions, but nonetheless, we'll talk because I'm rambling already. No layout for this video. I knew that I wanted to come up here. I wanted to play with makeup. I have collected quite a bit. Even throughout the years though, there's makeup that I have yet to touch. And I'm like, listen, let's play. Let's start using the things that we have in this house. Even though I've purchased quite a bit here lately, but nonetheless, I wanna play and I wanna talk. Let's get started. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try my hardest to kind of go through the things that I'm using. I will definitely have a full description of what I've used in this video. Where have I been? I've been working and taking care of my family. We've had this conversation before about, my husband battling alcoholism, and it's hard to focus on my days off because it's like if I'm not working, I'm dealing with keeping him in line. You know what I mean? Making sure he stays on task and being supportive. And sometimes you kind of lose yourself in the midst of being there for others. You know what I mean? Oh, and FYI, I've recorded a few videos before this one that I never posted, and I had actually edited the Jaclyn Hill blush palettes, the bronzers or whatever they were, those duos. I recorded it and completely edited it. And that was what, months ago? And of course I never posted it because so much was happening. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Throughout this whole gap of me being gone, I actually bought a new mic. I'm hoping that this thing acts right today because I have moved and I just try to watch a video to get my settings correct. Got the Blue Yeti, and I think that this mic is expensive for you to still try to figure out how to properly work it. That's my my rant on this. $100 and some odd for this mic, and you still got to try to tweak it to get the sound right. I apologize if I can't get the sound right after editing. Yeah, dealing with the alcoholism, and it's like, 1 week we're good, 1 week we're not, and I'm a nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You may ask, like, oh, why do you still put up with that? And we had a brief conversation. I'm not going to even get into all of that in this video. I had talked about it briefly. If it wasn't in my last video, a few videos behind, no one ever really thinks of their wedding vows as far as for better for worse, for sickness and health. I've taken them to a whole nother level. Sometimes I wonder where I get some of this patience from, because Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, it becomes a bit much sometimes. You know what I mean? For my brows, I bought this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. I've never used it. Whenever it came out is when I purchased it. It just looks like gloss, mad clear. I don't know how to properly use it. Didn't look up instructions, so I'm gonna assume that you use it just like brow soap. Now I need a spoolie. But during my time away, I have been thinking about what I want to do with my channel. Again, I feel like I have this conversation every 6 months with you guys because I get real consistent. I start posting and posting and posting, and then life keeps happening to me, and then I disappear. I can't really function when I'm super stressed. You know, I know that some people are super go-getters to where they can manage stress, manage life, and still reach their goals. I gotta do one thing at a time. I just can't. My brain can't process it. And I shut down. I do. I keep pushing. Like, people really couldn't tell, like, you know, in real life that I'm under a bunch of stress. No one really knows like what I go through unless I voice it. I really, really try to keep it pushing and to like, okay, Tal, you got this. You can work, you can manage life, and you can do what you want to do. I can. It doesn't go right for me none of the time. And I'm gonna fill in my brows with the KVD walnut. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, people can say what they want to say about that whole brand, but I love their pomades. Is that what it's considered? I think they're like pomades, liquid. I mean, like cream gels, whatever. You can use them on your brows or your lids or whatever, multi-purpose. And I really enjoy them. I can't find another true pomade that I really, really like. I've tried others. The KVD one is pretty dope. I had recorded a video about where I wanted this channel to go. And what I do know for certain is that I can't base everything on beauty, right? For me, because there's so much going on in the world that it's just so hard to just so focus on like vanity. It just is. And it annoys me that a lot of people don't, or at least the people that I watch or have watched, kind of just stay in that realm of everything is beautiful. I know that there has to be an outlet, right, to where you're not stressing about the world and you may run to YouTube to kind of get away. But there's certain things I've always wondered, like what goes on in certain people's minds. Like, do you ever think about what you're doing, what you're projecting out in the world, and how people are perceiving it? Like, you wonder, do you care about what's going on in the world? People dying left and right, folks not getting vaccinated, folks getting vaccinated, and people's views on that or whatever. And I will say this, I won't ever project my beliefs onto anybody. But what I will say is that as a nurse, I have seen more than I needed to see. Okay. And certain things could have been prevented if you just took the time out and not make everything so political. You know what I mean? When it comes down to this vaccine, I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to speak briefly about it. Most of us are already vaccinated for one thing or another. MMR, rubella, varicella, freaking chicken pox. I had the chicken pox as a child, but guess what? My kids didn't have to go through the madness of all the itching and just painfulness of the chicken pox, right? And most of us got our kids vaccinated because we didn't want them to experience any of those things, okay? Nobody in our generation probably ever had polio, unless you are a true believer in unvaccinating your kids or just getting vaccinated yourselves and you've never had them. I respect those who have never, ever, ever gotten a vaccine and have never gotten their kids vaccinated because, okay, that's your belief for real, and you've done everything that you felt like you needed to do to prevent them from getting whatever it is that you didn't choose to get them to get, right? But with this coronavirus vaccine, some of the reasoning that people just come up with is just like, did you even think before you said what you just said? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. There are people who are truly dying out here and dying alone. Like, how deep is it? Like, if you don't want to wear this mask anymore, what do you think that you have to do? Okay? Stop thinking that this thing isn't real, because Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, it is real as hell. And as it mutates, it's progressing quicker and quicker. And you don't even have the time to even process how bad you're getting. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it at that. Have your beliefs. Pick a lane as far as your political party. That's cool. I could care less where you stand. But just know that if we're not careful out here in these streets and covering our faces and making sure that we all stay safe, it starts with us. Okay? Just make a conscious decision like, hey, I may have been vaccinated, which I am. I may have been vaccinated, but I still can get coronavirus. That is the truth. I can still get it, but then not have any symptoms, right? But then I'm sitting here carrying it, not knowing, and I'm going around being around folks or whatever, hugging and kissing on people who may have not been vaccinated. I have to be socially responsible. Just be responsible. That's all I'm screaming. And if you are a person who is like, I'm completely against being vaccinated, you have the right to feel that way. Let's not spread misinformation just because you think that, people are truly dying off of this vaccine. They're not. I have yet to come across anybody, not saying that no one has had any side effects from it. I think everybody has experienced a little something, and someone may have been allergic, whatever. But there's more people dying out here because of COVID than the damn vaccine. Food for thought. Just putting that out there. Be careful, be safe. I pray that you all are well. I pray that no one close to you has died. I just recently had someone really close to me, mother figure, die because she had it. Not because she wasn't vaccinated. It's just like she got it. She had other ailments, and it ultimately is what took her out. It's sad to see. It is. It really is. So just do your part so we can get better and move on with life. Okay? To sculpt my brows and to use for my under eye, I got this concealer from Beauty Blender. I don't know when I got it, but it's the Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer. I don't know how this is going to look. Never used it. This might be a little light though. I didn't even realize it. It's been sitting in a Sephora bag for months. Oh, this might be too light. It's thick though, and it glides. Oh yeah. Oh. It's lighter on camera than it is in person, but that's light. Oh, it's super light on camera. No, this is not what I was going for. And I've had it in a Sephora bag for a while. I'll post the date when I bought this thing. That's when you do too much. Which brings me to a series that I want to do on this channel, and let me know what you think down in the comment section. So I want to do a series called Makeup Addiction 101, or name it MA Anonymous, Makeup Addicts Anonymous, or some mess, something along the lines of being addicted to makeup. Nothing is really evolving, and we keep buying and buying because one, we might be loyal to a makeup company, or if a certain palette comes out, the arrangement is different, and we may have those colors deep down in our collection already, and that gets neglected. And you know that most of us purchase things right after the other. We don't even put a dent into what we just bought yesterday. So what I want to do is I want to start using the crap that I have in my collection. And there's things that I have in my collection that I have never touched. I have a palette that I bought at IMATS 2 years ago. Never touched it. Didn't even swatch it. It's just sitting. And so I figured that even if you don't have access or can't get access to the things that I use, hopefully it'll motivate you to pull things out of your collection and actually play with them. I know there's things in my collection that probably have expired. I was over here looking at my lipsticks. It's a ton of lipsticks and lip glosses that have yet to touch my lips, that I know that if I were to apply them now, I might break out in a rash. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my collection and actually use them. I mean, if they smell funny or whatever the case is, or give an aftertaste or I break out, of course I'm going to put them in the trash. But before I do that, we're going to play with them. Point blank and period. This is so light and it's irking me. I didn't think it was gonna be that light though. And I don't like how it shears out. And maybe you see that it's patchy as hell. And maybe it's me. I haven't played with makeup in Lord knows how long. Maybe it's my skills, but hopefully that I'll be able to cover all that up as I apply some eyeshadow. So for today's foundation, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade F15. Now, this is a perfect example. I think I've used this foundation maybe once or twice. And how I picked up my products today is just I picked them randomly out of a jar. I had did a video a few months back, of not over a year ago, where I went through my entire collection and I wrote down everything I owned and I put them in little jars in their own category. That's what I ultimately want to do for this, Makeup Addict series. And let me know, give me your opinions on the whole idea of doing that series. Like, would you be interested in seeing something like that? It has nothing to do with trying to convince you to buy anything, but what I'm trying to do is motivate you to use what you have and to minimize your purchasing. For my eyeshadow base, I'm going to use my P. Louise Grwm 5, only because it's the closest thing to me. I purchased the Juvia's Place primers that have been sitting in a Ulta bag for months whenever it came out. But this is what I'm talking about. You know how many primers I have, or bases I have? I have 2 eyes. I don't even do freelance makeup anymore, so why do I have so many? But because some of my favorite makeup brands are coming out with bases to where I don't have to get them shipped from the UK, and I don't have to go to Lenox Square to sit here and get in the traffic out Buckhead to buy these. You know what I mean? And they're just sitting in a bag. But I have a Juvia's Place haul that I will be doing shortly after this video, because I've gotten quite a bit from them. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so the Makeup Addiction series I want to do. So let me know down in the comment section what do you think about that. I also want to do a series called I Live for the People. And again, I have a video that I go more into detail about it. First, I was going to really focus on like the deaths of Black and Brown lives or any other ethnic group, people of color, and what's going on in the world today. But I was like, I don't know if I want to just focus on death all the time. I don't want to, bring people's spirits down. I want people to be aware of what's going on in the world. But I want to also keep it at a happy medium. So basically, I Live for the People will be about people of color, mostly Black and Brown people. And I also want to highlight Karens for the kiki haha moments, because some of the stuff that quote unquote Karens do is freaking hilarious, and the audacity of some people. And I do want to talk about, police brutality, go into things like that. I took a poll months ago on Instagram to see how people would feel if I were to do a series like this and if I were to incorporate makeup in it. I know there's a lot of true crime videos who do true crime and makeup or whatever the case is, and I don't want to be a cookie cutter. I don't want to sit here and just repeat stuff that people do. I want to take what you might do and kind of flip it up a little bit. And so I want to focus on my community, on what's going on in my community, versus talking about, mass murderers from 1969 or, whatever. So I want to talk about, real-time stuff. So that is a series that I definitely want to bring to my channel. Do makeup sometimes during the storytelling, or just sometimes just kind of talk through depending on how intense the situation is. So let me know down in the comment section, how do you feel about I Live for the People series and talking about what's going on in the Black and Brown communities, and how do you feel me talking about those things while doing makeup. So when I had decided to just randomly pick out my makeup, this is what I chose out of my little jar. And this is the ABH Norvina Collection Volume 4. Granted, I have a little series up here called Fed Into the Hype. And I started it, I would like to say, with these particular palettes, with the Norvina palettes, her collection. And I never did one for 4. This is the first time I'm using this palette. Whenever this palette came out, I bought it and I'm using it for the first time today. If you want another video video just focused on this palette, let me know. Mind you, everything in this palette, the colors in this palette does not go on with this teal I have, or maybe it will, I don't know. But it's so pink, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I think I'm gonna add some black. So I brought the first one here just to deepen it if I have to. I don't even know what's in here. And I used this palette one time and it was for the video. You see what I'm saying? The purchasing, and these things are like what, $64, $65 a pop, and to have only used it once and to have purchased this one and have never used it at all. I bought the 5 too. The 5 is in the box. If you want to see this one, you want for me to make a video for the volume 4 and for the volume 5 to dedicate time to that, even though these palettes are old, let me know. Because I mean, I'm gonna use them. You know, if I choose them again on when I do like the makeup addiction or whatever the case is, if they happen to come up again, then I'm gonna use them. Because that's our problem. I don't want to be anybody that's gonna try to sit here and just rush to get the new thing and haven't cracked a dent into the crap that I already have, you know? Like, I don't want this to be boring. But again, this is a chit chat video, not so much a tutorial, but I didn't even think about it. I just chose the palette and said, let's get on camera. I want to do another series called Who Asked for This? Because have you seen the collections that are coming out for the holiday, or just makeup collections period that are coming out? It's like, who thought of this and who asked for it? Like, even with this palette I'm playing with. I mean, this color's okay, but I'm not like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I don't even know where to go from here. I'm trying to think of what might look like fall colors, but everything is so pink and purpley. So the only thing I did was I added this darker shade here in my crease, but as you can tell, like, it's not even that big of a difference from the shade that I laid down from the volume 4 palette. You could see a slight deepness to it, but not like, it's not ridiculous. It's not that noticeable of a change. So I don't know where to go with this look. So I came up with a little something. Not sure how I truly feel about it completely, but we got a look. And so for the most part, I did use the volume 4 palette. So again, not a tutorial, just kind of just playing with makeup and chit-chatting. So yeah. I am not a beauty influencer, right? So I really don't have any impact on who buys what. But I just feel like some beauty influencers are scared to sit here and say, hey, who truly asked for these products that you guys are trying to push out? Because it's not where it's at. Like Too Faced. I wish that somebody would tell Too Faced that the jig is up. You guys have exhausted everything that could possibly be when it comes down to packaging. Every year, it freaking looks the same. There's nothing innovative about little doll houses and vanities or whatever the case is when it comes down to these packaging, because you put more effort into the packaging than you actually do the products. How many neutral palettes with a splash of pink do we possibly need? I mean, honest to God, how many? Just products after products that are just like, where are we going with this? So I feel like we should talk about it, and hopefully somebody would sit here and actually pay attention to what people are actually looking for. And the repetition of neutral palettes or just the focusing on packaging is not where it's at. It just isn't. I'm not afraid of not being placed on anybody's PR list. I don't care. I'm not in business to kiss anybody's behind just to get on someone's PR list. Like, people really need to know. Like, I am no benefit to you if I'm saying that, oh, everything is fabulous, everything's so beautiful, and I want to try it when I really don't. I don't even think this is the brush I initially used to put down my black, but we're using it. So what have you guys been up to? Have you been safe? How's work? How's your family? How have you been maintaining? And let me tell you, even through like the stress, I'm gonna keep it above. In my 20s, I used to smoke cigarettes. And here lately, I have become because I had smoked cigarettes. I used to work at a bar, used to smoke cigarettes then, or smoke occasionally when I would have a drink or two or whatever. And because the stress has become like unreal with just life and things and work, I smoke quite a bit now. I need to stop. I know what cigarettes do to you. And I have done the most, the absolute most. I have fallen back on like my skincare, my hair care. I've just let myself go. And I'm just trying to get back to a healthy place. Like not trying to get healthy for a certain time of the year or whatever the case is, or just for views, but just for myself. Like I'm no spring chicken. Like I turned 42 this year and I don't want to be unhealthy, you know? And every time I think about like focusing on my health, I always talk about, oh, I'm a document it. I mean, I would like to. Like I would like to just be dedicated into like documenting like my progress when it comes down to my health and my skincare and my hair care, but it's just like real life. I don't know how people are able to film, go to work, edit, and still be productive. Like I don't. If you have the answer to that, let me know. Help me. That was one of the reasons why I switched up my jobs, because I was at a job for 6 years working in pulmonary, and then I switched over into a hospital setting to start doing the things that I want to do. You know, one of my reasons to change up my work schedule was to start really putting an effort into being happy and doing things that truly, truly make me happy, which is makeup and chatting. All right, so we can talk a little bit about makeup now, because I think I have talked about everything that I really wanted to talk about in this video as far as where I've been. I've been working, stressed, to keep it a buck. I do want to do a dupe video for the new Jaclyn Hill palette. Like I want to dupe it with the palettes they already have with Morphe and with Jaclyn Hill. But that's an example of, why do we keep doing this? Like who asked for this particular, you know, divine neutral palette? How many versions of this do we need, especially from Morphe? You know what I mean? So if you're interested in seeing a video like that, let me know, because it's like the frontal of my mind. So to cut the crease, I'm using this P. Louise Osmema Mitchell Acid Rain paint in Glow Girl. I can't even remember where I left off. I got interrupted because life does what it does. Oh, that's not what I want to do. And I had to step out. I left the house just like this to come back and finish. It's never a dull moment, I promise you. Never a dull moment. So I'm just going in with this black. And I realized, like, as I'm doing this look, that I did something similar, except for this look is a little deeper. But that just goes back to me just saying, like, the makeup that we already have, like, how many looks can we possibly come up with? I mean, as far as like wearable looks, who is creating something that's super innovative that we have never seen before? And I'm going in with this burgundy shade. What is it, burgundy? I like a burgundy shade from the Volume 1 palette. Is this the Volume 1? Yes. But I'm gonna put a picture up here and like put a star, heart, whatever, so you know exactly what shades I'm using in the event that you would like to recreate this look. If it's even worthy of someone recreating. I just wanted to come up here, talk to you guys, because I haven't talked to you guys in Lord knows how long. And what's crazy is that you guys keep showing me love and support. Like I finally reached 4,000 subscribers. And I'm just like, wow, like you guys are still showing support and I am never here. That's another motivational piece for me, is that people do tune in to what I do. I just don't show up because of work or stressors in my life that I just can't focus. I really, like, I talk to God. I know ultimately he is my therapist, but I really need a therapist. I really need to talk to someone about like the things that I'm going through. As a nurse, I'm not a super advocate for medication to deal with stress. Yeah, so I just think ultimately that I need to seek a therapist to kind of process the things that I don't process at all. I kind of just keep it to myself. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really benefit me. I just feel like I'm a freaking robot. Just wake up, go to work, deal whatever comes my way for the day, and repeat. There was a comment that I got, this is not in reference to counseling or anything, that I should use color corrector, and I appreciate that. The only thing, and I'm gonna do it today, the only thing with using a color corrector, and I've had this one for so long, is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade, the darker peach one, is that I feel like it just runs into, it doesn't mix well into the foundation, but I'm not gonna put a lot just to cancel my dark spots. or my darker areas. It doesn't look bad. I think that before, when I try to do color correcting, I would do the most or put too much. Do the most, put too much, same thing, right? And if this comes out okay today, I may continue to color correct. And I'm sure there's other color correcting concealers that are better than this one, but it's the only one that I had on hand. And because I'm not really a color correcting kind of person, I don't want to like invest in something that I don't know how to use well. I guess that's better. I just still feel like, okay, well. As women, we gotta deal with so much, you know. Like, see, this is where I think I do the most. It's it's super orangey now. Okay. Hopefully I'll be able to camouflage that and it won't be so bad. I'm gonna use a different sponge. These sponges are from Beauty Bakery. Oh my god, they're so cute. Hold on. One, I've shown you guys the Beauty Bakery sponges, but these are in like the natural organic ones. Look at them. That's so cute. I had to get them. I really don't spend money on sponges like that, like with like the beauty blenders. It's not that deep for me. I think a sponge is a sponge is a sponge. So I'm gonna go in with my foundation. Like, who's really wearing makeup right now? Tell me. And if so, like, how are you rocking it with your mask? What are you doing? What are your secrets? Like at work, it's the only place that I really go. I don't even go out anymore. Oh, not anymore. I don't go out, period. But it's just to work. And because I'm always wearing PPEs, there's no point. It's a hassle. I guess the coverage is better when you color correct. So I don't know. Like, I want to try this concealer. I know it's light. So I think I'm going to mix it with my CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. So I'm just going to dab this a little bit in the inner corner. Oh, it looks so light. So yeah, like if you're wearing makeup in the midst of all this chaos, like what are you rocking? Tell me. Because again, I'm not rocking anything. Yeah, it shears out. Can you see that? I'm not reviewing this concealer, but now that I see that, I thought it was just me shaping my brows. It shears out. I'll pass. I don't even know if I could use it as a eyeshadow base. And I've had it for so long, I can't return it. It looks real bright, right? We gotta deepen this up. Okay, so for my under eye powder, I'm going to use this Milani Translucent Medium Deep. And I want to say I may have used this powder one time before. And I can tell you when or how I even felt about it. Right now, the center of my face looks so bright. And it doesn't look that bright in person. But under these lights, it's just looking... Let me adjust my lighting and see. Maybe because it's that. I cut down my ring light. I hate when I do that. It should be at this level at all given times, but I had it on full blast. And I want to get a new ring light because this one, like, I don't know if the LED lights are better than the actual like bulb. If you have an LED ring light, let me know how that is because I think I'm going to upgrade it to that. Or is that considered a downgrade? Let me know. And one product that I have been loving and it's going to be a repeat is the Fenty Beauty Press Powder. What's it called? The Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in 440. No, this is a dope powder. And I did a review on it if you want to see. I'll leave it up here somewhere. It does give you that extra coverage for those who need it. I've had these Colored Rain bronzers for a long time, and I can't recall doing a video on them, like featuring them in a video or not, but nonetheless, whenever I had to wear makeup, which it's only been a few times, these have definitely been my go-to. I think I had got these right after the Jaclyn Hill bronzer blush palette. And I can't say that I featured these brushes either. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done anything. And I just bought some more bronzers in my Ulta haul that I will be, showing you guys. I don't need anything else. What I feel like needs to happen is that I need to focus on a brand that I use here and there. Like, there's no need to have a whole bunch of people that I'm rocking or getting a bunch of the same products over and over again if I can't hit pan on absolutely anything. Which one did I say was this? Is Naughty Spice is what I just used, but my lighting is getting so jacked up, like I don't know if you can really tell. And so for my contour, I'm going to use Cocoa Goddess by Colored Rain. Poor David is sitting out on the patio until I finish this look. We moved. I don't know if I had even shared it in the beginning of this video, but we moved and the plan was to go ahead and hop into another house because we were renting for 7 years and then they decided they wanted to sell it. The housing market is so jacked up. This is the blush that I picked out of random, but it's so dark. blush is deep. Well, put something over it. And the housing market was it is jacked up right now. So we moved into an apartment, and honey, it's an adjustment. Look at these lines. I hate that so much. We moved in to an apartment, and there's no room. I don't know if this blush even goes, but guess what? It's the one that I have near me, and it's the Jaclyn Hill. Because I reviewed it, and I never took it out my drawer. Let's make this eye look a little bit more intense.
Yeah, so beautiful, so lovely. People, I'd like to welcome to you, Victor Creed, 40 Black, and Taj. It's the movement. Coming to kick your ass, baby. Come on.
Live and direct on your stereo set, arouse the track to the point that the stereo wet. Victory lyrics and sedation, the offer to listen to meditation, vocabulary participation. With mic in hand, now I'm facing a crowd hotter than the massage parlor of Southern Asia. Amazing with an itinerary that be harder than caveman, the dinosaur ages. It's very rare that the MC can see me when I bang like the bricks for Mario and Luigi. Big push rappers like water in my squeegees, and Grand Theft Mics with the art of Vice Cities. Big Taj and Rob rep the movement, and we move with thoughts that be parallel to the groove and willing to soothe minds with rhymes using our chemistry. Make the Creed feel the force of my urge with using energy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a reintroduction to me coming back on my channel and onto YouTube and getting back to the things that I love. And I hope you guys just got a chance to understand where I've been, where I'm going, where I want this channel to go to, and for us to do this together. Please interact with me in the comment section. It just gives me an idea of what you guys are thinking about, what you guys want to see on my channel, and you know, kind of just be interactive, and it just not just be one-sided and me just doing what I want to do. I want to also be able to get onto this platform and do things that you guys are interested in seeing also, because there's just no point of me just babbling on about things and you're just like, yeah, okay, no. I'm so glad to be back, and I hope you guys embrace me. And also thank you to the new followers, the new subscribers. I hate the word follower. I appreciate the love and support. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep it pushing, and I will catch you in the next. Bye.
Es que yo estoy buena, es que yo estoy dura, yo sé que